channel. I know it's been a long time since I've talked to you guys, so I've got a lot to fill you guys in on. I'm really excited to be back, and I promise I am back for good. I know I said that in my last video. I was so excited to start filming content for you because I was freelancing and I had so much time. So what ended up happening, long story short, is that I got a job, and that ended up taking so much of my time. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit more into detail about what's been going on in my life, but it might be a long one, so I highly suggest that you get yourself a little snack or a cup of tea like I do right now.
I got myself some veggie crunch that my sister left and she was here to eat me, that I've been munching on, and I got myself some tea here.
Alright, so shall we get started on this story? The last time I talked to you guys, I had just quit my job and I was freelancing. During December and January, I received an opportunity from a radio station that I was working for. I was a guest for a daytime show, and fortunately this producer that I worked with was like, hey, there's a full-time opportunity. You can freelance or go in as like a full-time. You'll be able to go on air every day and you'll also be a writer for the show. But she was like, the catch is for one of the shows, it's really early, as in the show goes live from 5 to 7 a.m. Monday through Sunday. Initially I was like, thank you, but I can't because I can't take the subway. The closest station that I can go on, it runs around 5:40 a.m. and I had to be in the office by 4:30 a.m. Somehow my name got passed down to the producer that was going to be working for the early morning show, and she contacted me and was like, hey, like, don't worry about transportation, we'll figure it out, just come in for an interview. During January, I was in the process of interviewing and figuring whether I was going to get this job or not, and then I was confirmed. So I came in for training, and then I ended up working 2 weeks of the previous early morning show because the writer had to leave early. So during that transition time, it was quite hectic. I would wake up at 3 a.m. I would take the taxi by like 3:45, 4 a.m. and then I got there by around like 4:20, 4:30, helped prepare for the show. 5 to 7 a.m. I was up in the radio station during the live show, making sure that all the guests were on time, making sure all the writing and everything was in place, and I was also preparing for my corner and managing social media, things like that. So it's like really hectic. And then after the show ends, usually there's either a meeting or some pre-recording. There's a couple of them that happens during the week. So I was doing that on top of having meetings in the late afternoon for the new show. And after that show meeting ended and I went home, I was working on the script for the next day up until like 10 p.m, 11. And then I went to bed, woke up at 3. So I was getting in about like 3-4 hours of sleep. Sometimes I couldn't even fall asleep because I wasn't used to sleeping that early. What ended up happening was that I couldn't have time or the energy to do anything else. So basically I would power through 7-8 hours of work, and then I'd come home around like lunchtime really exhausted. Then I went back to working on the script, and some parts of the script for the show I had to work on later, like the news and stuff, because it has to be more relevant. I would finish around like 9:30 if I worked on it pretty quickly. While it was a great experience because I had to come up with fresh ideas and I had to write all the time and speak and survive off of 3-4 hours of sleep, I learned a lot and improved very quickly over those short time. But it was draining my energy like no other, and I was getting very depressed because I ended up not being able to do the things that I really loved outside of this job. I felt like in my heart I knew that it was a great experience, but I needed to quit. It was such a difficult decision for me to make because it actually was something that I cared about. And I don't know if some of you guys know this, but my goal to coming to Korea was to work for a broadcasting station, doing things like hosting and creating creative content. So I felt like this was like that one step closer to my dream. You know, in many ways it was, but it was killing me mentally and physically. During that time, I came to the conclusion I had to give up this job because it wasn't making me happy. So I quit in June. Or I wanted to read you a part of an article that I read, and this is kind of the article that helped me to organize all my thoughts and get to where I am now. And it's this writer on Medium quoted Kierkegaard. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. Basically, he said that it makes fun of the busy man, for whom busyness is a way of avoiding an honest self-reckoning. You might wake up in the night and realize that you're lonely, or that you need to think about what your carbon footprint is doing to the planet. But the next day you have a million little things to do, and the day after that you have another million things. As long as there's no end of little things, you never have to stop and confront the bigger questions. Basically, reading this helped me to realize, yeah, I was constantly busy with the little things at work that I never had the energy or time to think about the bigger and important things. Now that I have put myself away from this situation, I am able to see what is important to me and what I need to ask myself, which is giving up, your community, your friends, worth it? Is giving up your healthy eating lifestyle or sleeping style or sleeping habits more important than your health? Like, giving up those things for your career, maybe for some people is more important, but I realize that it's not. I really hope that through all this update and this little spiel that I have gone on to, you may be able to kind of ask yourself what is important to you and what is something that you are willing to give up and what is something that you need to hold on to. I mean, whatever that is, you can share them in the comments below, or you can just think about it. But I really hope that my story has maybe helped you to think about your life and where you are and what is important to you. I really hope that you are in a place that you are happy, and if you're not, that you are working towards it. I'm really excited for all the videos that I will be sharing on this channel, so please stay tuned with me. Until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!